Imagine for a moment that you are sitting in your favorite coffee shop. It's a Tuesday morning, just like every Tuesday morning. You have your usual latte, you're scrolling through your phone, and you feel perfectly safe. Why wouldn't you? You are just one anonymous face in a city of millions. But across the room, someone is watching you. They didn't follow you here by chance. They didn't need a private investigator or a GPS tracker on your car. You told them exactly where to find you. You told them what you were wearing, what you were drinking, and exactly how you were feeling today. And the worst part, you haven't even met them yet. This is not a scene from a Hollywood thriller. This is the reality of your digital footprint. We often think of our online history as a pile of innocent data, cat videos, political rants, and vacation photos. But to a predator, a stalker, or a psychological manipulator, that data is something else entirely. It is a dossier. It is the ultimate playbook for psychological warfare, and you are the one writing it. Most people believe that stalking implies a dark figure hiding in the bushes outside a window. That is an outdated concept. Modern stalking begins months before the perpetrator ever makes physical contact. It begins with the construction of a psychological profile. When you post a photo of your new car, you aren't just showing off a purchase. You are signaling your financial status. When you tweet about your boss being a nightmare, you are signaling emotional vulnerability and frustration. But here is the scary part. These individual pieces of information are harmless on their own. It is when they are connected that they form a weapon. Consider the concept of mirroring. In the realm of dark psychology, mirroring is a technique used to create a false sense of intimacy and trust very quickly. A manipulator wants you to believe they are your soulmate or your perfect professional ally. To do this, they need to know your desires and your voids. Let's look at a scenario. A man, let's call him Mark, has recently gone through a painful divorce. He posts a few melancholy songs on his stories. Maybe he joins a public group for single parents. A female predator targeting him doesn't need to guess what he needs. She scans his digital footprint. She sees he loves hiking and 1980s rock music, and that he feels isolated. When she accidentally slides into his life, she doesn't just say hello. She mentions she was just hiking a trail he frequents. She wears a band t-shirt from a group he posted about 3 years ago. Mark thinks, my God, I've finally met someone who understands me. He hasn't. He has met someone who studied the file he publicly uploaded. And this is where they catch you. Because the human brain is wired to seek pattern recognition and validation. We ignore the red flags. We want to be understood so badly that we don't question the coincidence of a stranger aligning perfectly with our history. This is how romance scams begin, but it is also how toxic workplace dynamics start. Imagine a corporate environment. A female executive wants to manipulate a male subordinate into taking on a high-risk project. She checks his LinkedIn and sees he's obsessed with innovation and legacy. She checks his Instagram and sees he follows motivational speakers who preach about taking the leap. When she pitches the project, she doesn't talk about the work. She uses his own language against him. She talks about building a legacy and not being afraid to leap. She is pressing buttons that he installed himself. Wait, it gets worse. The digital footprint doesn't just tell people who you are, it tells them where you will be. We have created a culture of live location. We tag the restaurant while we're still eating there. We post the boarding pass before the plane takes off. For a stalker, this is better than a tracking beacon because it provides context. If you tag your gym every morning at 6 a.m., you have established a routine. A routine is the enemy of security. A predator knows that if you aren't at the gym on Wednesday, something is wrong. Maybe you're sick, maybe you're traveling. They can deduce your patterns better than you know them yourself. I didn't believe this until I saw it in action, but your friends and family are often the leak in your ship. You might be locked down, you might have your privacy settings on Fort Knox mode, but what about your mother? What about your best friend? Let's say you're hiding from an abusive ex-partner. You have moved cities, changed your number, and gone silent on social media. But your sister hasn't. Your sister posts a photo of a family barbecue in your new backyard. She doesn't tag you, but in the background, your distinctive car is visible, or perhaps the street sign is in the frame. The stalker doesn't need to follow you, they just need to follow your sister. This is called triangulation. They use the people around you to build the map that leads to you. And this leads to the concept of social engineering. This is where the digital footprint moves from observation to active attack. Security questions for bank accounts and email resets are often based on biographical data: mother's maiden name, name of your first pet, the street you grew up on. Have you ever seen those viral posts that say, "What is your porn star name? It's your first pet's name plus the street you grew up on." Thousands of people comment on these. They are literally handing over the keys to their digital identity for a laugh. A hacker or a dedicated stalker harvests this. They don't need to break your password. They just reset it using the answers you provided in a fun Facebook quiz 5 years ago. But here is the scary part that no one talks about. The ultimate goal of using your digital footprint isn't always to steal your money or physically harm you. Sometimes it is simply to control you. Knowledge is power. If a malicious actor knows your secrets, the political rallies you attended, the embarrassing photos from college, the controversial comments you made on a forum 10 years ago, they hold leverage. This is modern blackmail. It is the feeling of being watched, the knowledge that someone else holds a piece of your reputation in their hands. So, how do we defend against a weapon we built ourselves? We cannot erase the past completely. The internet is forever, but we can change how we operate moving forward. We must adopt a mindset of strategic silence. Before you post, you must perform a quick audit. Ask yourself, what does this image betray about my location? What does this caption reveal about my emotional state? If you are angry, sad, or lonely, write it in a journal, not on a public wall. Do not give your enemies the ammunition of your vulnerability. You must also audit your circle. Sit down with your family and friends. It is not paranoid to say, "Please do not tag me or my location," without asking. It is a boundary of safety. And for the love of everything holy, stop taking those personality quizzes. The goal is to become a gray man in the digital world. You can be present, you can be professional, but you must be vague about the specifics that matter. Be the person who posts the vacation photos after you have returned home. Be the person whose location is a mystery until you decide to reveal it. We are living in an era where privacy is the ultimate luxury, but it is also the ultimate shield. The predators are out there, and they are scrolling right now looking for the next open book to read. Do not let that book be you. If you have ever felt that sudden chill, that feeling that a stranger knows a little too much about you, or if you've realized your online history exposes more than you thought, you need to take action today. I want to know, have you ever caught someone using your own posts to manipulate you? Tell me your story in the comments. I read everything, and we need to learn from each other to stay safe. This is just the surface of the psychological game. Stick around because we are going much deeper.